Another episode, a special episode of Pitch Practice, the show. What's up, everybody? I'm Mark, the guy behind the Mental Marketer and the private Facebook group Funnel Building 101, helping you leverage the power of sales funnels to build the lifestyle business of your dreams, baby.
Good morning to you, Mark. And Brandon here with BKXX Enterprises, helping you take those sales funnels and get found by fixing that digital foundation and ranking you to the top of the local market.
Yes.
Laura Morale is your favorite franchise developer in the world. Hey, if you don't like a franchise we show you, you don't got to buy it. We guarantee it. So,
I love it. That was your guarantee, and that's exactly the chapter that we went over today in the 100 Million Offers book. How's everybody doing today? We didn't really have a chance we just went straight into the book today. As we all just wake up bright and early because we wouldn't miss pitch practice.
Even if we were on Mars, can't even speak, but even if we were on Mars.
Yeah. So, you heard me say that it's a special episode. So I was looking back I was trying to figure out when I came on last year and when I first got the Zoom invite, and I found that date. You want to know what that date? You want to know what that date is? That date was?
Sure.
Yes.
Mark.
Okay. The first date that I saw the invite was, drum roll, please, May the 18th.
Wow. So
You've been on a year.
Yep. Right after last week's episode was 1 year, but remember we did a few without coming on camera before we started coming on camera. So I looked deeper and I looked for the date when we started recording pitch practice. Ready for that date?
Yeah. What date is that?
June the 29th.
Okay.
Got it. So that anniversary's coming up.
Yeah. So technically, you all have been doing this for how many years before?
About 2, at least, since 2021?
2021, then yeah. And Brandon and I have invited like easily over 20 different people. Right, Brandon? And the only one that's stuck is you. So tells you something. There's a unique synergy between all of us, so that's good.
Yes, I'm like a I don't know, whatever you call it, a sucker fish.
No, you're the right fit. You're the right fit. We're only looking for people that want to be part of our group, that want to be involved in the group, and you've made it better. Brandon and I would never record these.
Oh, maybe we would have eventually got into it, but it would probably taken a lot longer without Mark's.
Without Mark, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh well, thank you guys. It's been great. Thanks so much. It's so no, you say 2021, but I think it's earlier than that.
No, it was about 2021.
No, it's because 2021. Then that means last year was only 1 year, but you all have, I think it's 2020.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it just all blurs together. I just know
really
I met Laura through 10X something or other going into.
Yeah, we've been Brandon and I have been friends for a while now, so
because
However it happened, it happened. So woohoo!
how okay, so we're definitely going to get into this chapter this week of 100 million offers, and this week guarantees are worth their weight in gold. We got some golden nuggets. Who wants to share their biggest takeaways so far from this chapter? Well, we went over the entire chapter, but yeah, who wants to share?
The guarantee, I can tell you, is one of the biggest things that scares the living bejesus out of me.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I can feel you. Yeah.
They are needed because it does eliminate the fear and uncertainty of your prospect, knowing that they have an out. Everybody wants an out. Nobody ever wants to be backed into a corner for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the guarantees have to be mutually beneficial, but never split the difference. And that's a great book, by the way, so everybody should be reading that.
Never split the difference.
That's a good course. That's a good course.
Yeah. There's a course?
Yeah, on Masterclass on Chris Voss, right?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
okay.
I'll have to watch that. I have Masterclass. I'll have to watch it, but I definitely read the book. So, yeah, your guarantees have to be beneficial to both yourself and your prospect, and eliminate that fear that the prospect could potentially lose. The reason why I have a personal fear of the guarantee is because with marketing, you can be as on point as you think you are, and then it can still flop. I mean, look what happened to Bud Light, right?
Well, he said it right there in the beginning parts of the chapter. When someone invests their money, it's a risk. And a guarantee is nothing more than a risk reversal. And it's telling your prospect that I'm so confident that you'll get the result that I'm promising, that I'm willing to guarantee. I love the way the chapter started off, right? By that quote of the Men's Warehouse. You remember that? The Men's Warehouse commercial that ran for years.
Yeah.
And I pay attention to that because of what he guaranteed. Think about that guarantee. He didn't guarantee that the suit will fit, right? It didn't guarantee that this suit will last you for 2 years. No, what did that commercial guarantee?
I mean, I don't remember off the top of the head, but I do
You're
know
gonna like the way you look.
Exactly.
You're gonna like the way you look.
Yeah.
So it's about how you looked, and not necessarily like, oh, it's gonna make make you look 10 pounds thinner. It's just you're gonna like the way you look.
And
that's a good guarantee.
That was a good guarantee. It makes you think about what you have to guarantee. Do you really need to guarantee the like those things that we think about? It's going to fit. I guarantee. He doesn't guarantee that it's going to fit. He doesn't. The guarantee is not that you're gonna. Well, maybe you could say something like, I guarantee you're going to get attention.
Yeah, you can't guarantee that, because doesn't matter. Now you might have more confidence. So I mean, that guarantee, I like the way you look, is a kind of a confidence booster, which then may put you out more to then get more attention. But it doesn't go that far down the line. It stays as high level as possible.
Laura?
What I really like about this chapter is, it really talks about three kinds of guarantees, right? It's like unconditional, conditional. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there were 4 different types he talked about.
Yeah, conditional, unconditional, anti-guarantee, and what was that other one? Implied guarantees.
Yes.
So it talked about 4 different types of guarantees. I'm thinking, like, what in the world is an anti-guarantee? And when he starts going into the chapter of helping you understand that an anti-guarantee, it's like giving you information that's too proprietary that if you knew, you can never unuse, right?
Yeah.
So that was interesting. I thought the most interesting part of the book was when he was talking about how, he used to offer, let me just read it out, right? So it kind of makes sense. So when he used to offer specific ways to make sure that his clients were getting the results, right? He would say, best case scenario, you get the body of your dreams and we give you your money back towards staying with us until you hit your long-term goal. Worst case, you tell us I suck and I write you a check and you get 6 more weeks of training. Both options are risk-free, but the only thing guaranteed not to help you is walking out of here today. And one of the things that I really liked about how he talks about a guarantee is that if you're going to have a guarantee, you better get damn good at what you're doing. It's like the guarantee is like your skills, your efforts, you proving that this thing works. So that actually brought a really good point because at the firm that I work at and the franchise sales firm that I work at, we offer franchise investments, which means that we are incredibly confident that we, and I'm not talking about me, but I'm talking about the team, can operate the business and, like we're confident it's going to work, right? Whatever that means. I'm not going to quantify it in a number, but we're confident it's going to work, right? So as a part of an investment, and that means like it's going to generate revenue, right? Whatever number that means. I'm not saying a number here. So that gets you back towards like, if you're going to do a guarantee, yeah, people want to hear that one way or another, and people want to make sure that they have something. There's something so human about taking risk and about having your tail covered a little bit that feels good in a really weird, naughty way of, kind of took something
I
from
know, a
them.
weird, naughty way.
Yeah, like a weird, naughty way of like, I'm not willing to, because, like there's many times that you would risk it all. Like I can tell you many times that I went all in. There was 0 guarantees, and of course that like lights the fire in you to make it work, right?
Yeah. I think that's the point that you bring up, Brandon, especially in the digital world where your information can be accessed once, and once it's accessed, then there is no turning back, pretty much. And in this world, there are people that will deliberately take from you. I know some people who are concerned about that too. And I think that what he laid out in the book about the conditional guarantee, the conditional guarantee. What do you think about those conditional guarantees to kind of, protect you, the product creator or the service advisor? What do you think about that? Even and what do you think about that for guarantees with service, like roofers, plumbers, and how do you think they can apply those types of guarantees, Brandon?
Well, the conditional guarantee, it's skin in the game for both parties. So, I can guarantee that you get 20 leads, but you have to do X, Y, and Z. If you don't do X, Y, and Z, then if you don't get the 20 leads, then I have my out. But if you did X, Y, and Z and you don't get the 20 leads, then the consumer wins. And then for a service-based business such as a roofer, plumber, electrician, etc., their conditional guarantee is that their service will last X number of years. if the client calls them for routine maintenance and has that maintenance schedule in place for them to come out and allow them to make sure things are working, or they perform the task themselves. If they don't perform the task and it fails and it's not reported, then that business is guaranteed that the business is off the hook for any type of warranty, repairs, etc.
Well, same with yours too, Laura, because you can't guarantee results. But
what we can guarantee is that there is a system in place and the system has worked. And that's why we have federal franchise disclosure documents that literally tell you the performance of the businesses. It doesn't tell you whose results they were. It just tells you, here's a list and here's real revenue numbers of the top, bottom, middle performers. And like the number one question people always ask me is like, why such varied results? And I'm like, because some people are just not willing to follow the whole system. Like that, I mean, like kind of like, not everybody at Harvard that gets in makes it, right? It's a proven system, right? Yeah. So it goes back towards like, I can prove that the system is there and in place. I can't prove that you're going to make money. It's about how you implement the steps, right? It's about following a system. So the other thing that I thought was really interesting about this chapter was, how do you even say the word? Ancillary? Ancillary,
okay.
Ancillary guarantees, brought me back to my pre-college years, like high school years. When I went to see colleges, there was one specific college that what they did was they'd pay for your gas to go visit the school. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That is kind of like a guarantee that if you don't like it, your money back. Or they went ahead and offered. I mean, it's $40,000 to go there a year, right? So they went ahead and paid for your gas to come visit the school. They said up to $300 of gas to come and visit the school.
Wow.
Or flight. It was $300 of flight or $300 of gas, whichever one you'd pick, right? So I was like, okay, that's actually an ancillary guarantee. And I'm trying to think about other guarantees, right? I know sometimes you go to the grocery store and you get certain things that have a back little sticker that say, please bring if you don't like it, we guarantee your money back, right? And it goes back to something you were saying about this chapter. Some of these guarantees just make you feel good and make you pull the trigger to try this new product. But like, I'm not going to go back to the store for a $3 can of whatever the heck. Like, that's a waste of my time. I'm just going to be like, all right, well, I mean, in a weird way, that's like this emotional piece of you're in front of making that decision. And now you're pulling the jar out of the shelf and you see your money back guaranteed in all our products. All right, whatever. I got nothing to lose. You try it, you don't like it, but you're like, I mean, I liked everything else I got. And I spent $300 while I was there. I'm not driving 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. That's way more than $3 of my time. So the logic now is I unsell myself of returning that product, right? But I just know I'm never going to buy it again. But when I was there in front of that shelf, I had the decision making was, all right, I'll get my money back.
Yeah. The guarantee sold you to buy it.
Yeah, but it was a time waster for me to go and return it.
Yeah.
And that's actually what happens with most products and services anyway.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It does nothing more than gives us sort of an extra nudge. And that's kind of
the tip over. These are tip over factors.
This is enhancing the offers. And this is one of the steps of enhancing the offers. This goes right in line with adding the urgency, adding the scarcity, adding the bonuses, and then adding the guarantee. So I think that's exactly what this has done, right? It's adding all of these components together like a recipe to put the offer together, right? And make it a what did he call it? Godfather offer.
A grand slam offering.
Grand slam offer. Yes. I do have an anti-guarantee where it's an all sales are final, one of my offers. Um, and I'll tell you how that wording is on this offer. It's $47, right? But once you access this $47 course, you can't unsee it. It'll take you less than, well, I won't say it'll take you less than, but you could go through all the material. So I say in my wording, this is the wording that I use, that all sales are final, because of the digital nature of this product, we are not able to offer any refunds once the purchase is made. However, I'm confident. I guarantee that you'll get $47 I'll guarantee that you'll get at least $47 worth of value.
Perfect. That's brilliant.
But I may start to change it, just thinking about what the Men's Warehouse, I'm starting to think about what to guarantee.
Well, what's the product?
That particular product was a 4-part digital course, about four lessons, 15 minutes apiece. So it was teaching about digital marketing.
Maybe one thing you could do is I'll jump on a 15-minute Zoom with you and give you the highlights. Maybe you could enhance it instead of anti-guaranteeing it. Hey, if you had trouble with it, or like, I don't know how to say this correctly. That's like a wording thing, but the thing that I'm trying to get at.
Well, real quick. He gave the formulas for wording, and let me help you. I'm going to give it to you, okay? If you don't achieve X in Y time, then we will X.
Yes, exactly that. So if you don't achieve,
if you don't get $47 worth of value on the first day, then I will refund the purchase price. Or if you don't come away with a better knowledge of how to market your business in 30 days, then I will work with you until you do. Well, I'm just throwing some words out there.
Something like that. That's more valuable, because remember when he was talking about this chapter, he was talking about that people don't want their money. They want the outcome more than they want their money.
Yep. That was a key thing. Yep. And another key thing he said is that a person who buys only for the guarantee,
they're not a good customer. They're not going to be a good customer. So maybe it's not worth your time anyway.
They're not going to be a good customer. If they're only buying for the guarantee, it's like, okay, I'm gonna buy it, see how it is, and then I've had that happen before. Yep, I've had that happen before. Have you had that happen before, Brandon?
As far as buying for a guarantee, no. Because again, I don't give a guarantee. Maybe I should. The only thing I can guarantee is that I can guarantee I'll fix your digital foundation and properly get you hooked up online. That I can guarantee, which will then increase traffic to whatever site you want to go to, or that you want them to go to, which could then potentially lead to more sales because you have more opportunities to capture a lead. So I mean, that's really the only guarantee that I can give.
Well, there you go. If you don't get more exposure on your website within 90 days, then I will work with you until you do. So it doesn't have to, I think the guarantee doesn't have to be money back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that is true. Because that's true. Like when I buy something, I'm buying a solution, right? Remember, the only reason anybody buys anything is because they have a problem and they're trying to fix it. Right? So what is that problem they're trying to fix? Right? If I gave you, yeah, like if I go out to eat somewhere, my problem was, dude, I was hungry. Can you feed me? Here's $50. And now you give me the food and it's not good. I tried it and I was not satisfied. Yeah, you still need to feed me. All right. So it's not like I necessarily want my money back. Maybe I just need a replacement of that meal. All right. I would rather get to at home than have my $50 back.
Yeah, yeah. He made a point about it in the book, talking about, as he talked about, just what I want to say, the environment, the era and time that we're in. And he said, he made a comment about, as we move towards a society that has less accountability. Do you remember that part when he said that, Brandon?
Yes, I can agree that today as a society we have a less accountability and we like to put off on other people our own shortcomings.
Yeah, more
Yeah,
entitlement. So then you do have to be careful about the services that you're guaranteeing and the people that you do business with, right? Because if you do too many of these things, that's when he said you need to add conditions to your guarantees. Because if you're not adding conditions to your guarantees, yeah, of course it didn't work. You didn't do X, Y, and Z and D and F and all this stuff. You bought
yeah,
the thing, never used it. Of course
yeah,
it didn't work. That's when he
yeah,
starts talking about you need to make sure you have conditions in your guarantees to ensure that your guarantees look, of course, if you're offering guarantees, you're going to get some people to take you up on it. But if that, what was the example he gave? But if it increases sales by 130%, and you usually would only sell 100 of X, but now you sold 130 of X, but now you got 5%. Was 5% return on whatever it was on nets or whatever?
yeah,
That
yeah.
means that's the risk you took to increase your sales.
Yeah, yeah. I think he really went granular into the numbers and broke down the percentages of how many people actually refunding. And I kind of took note of it, but I didn't really, I was just thinking, okay, he's making an example of how it's, you're still not going to lose money even with a certain percentage of returns. Is that what he was saying?
Exactly. And how you yourself as a business person, you got to take some risk and you just got to know how to talk to people. And if you're going to be giving guarantees, you might as well get really damn good at your job. That's the basics of it, right? If you're going to give people guarantees, and now you really got to get good at your job, so then you don't have to give back any of these guarantees. He's like, that's the only reason you would be doing it. Otherwise, it's unethical because you're not able to fulfill it and you're not able to guarantee it.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, what was some of your big takeaways, Brandon?
I
That
don't I
will
don't
you?
have any big outstanding things that jumped out to me, other than trying to figure out what I'm going to guarantee now moving forward to help alleviate that that buyer risk.
Yeah, yeah. It's another I want to say another piece of the puzzle to add, along with the other parts that we've studied. I think they all work in unison to create the the offer that you can't refuse.
Mm-hmm.
The offer you can't refuse. I think they all have an important piece of the puzzle, and when you put them all together, then that's when you get that offer that you can't refuse. This one has made me kind of think about more creative ways to put guarantees in my offers. Either change what I guarantee, or not necessarily guarantee money back. Because like you said, most people, when they purchase the product, they want the results. And if you can if you can sort of not say, hey, here's your money back, but hey, I'm going to work with you until you do get this result. If you don't, as long as you do your part, because one thing I can guarantee is that I will do my part. But with this new society, with people wanting to blame everything else, I think the truth is that, when you look deep, a lot of times people don't get results is because they are not doing the work, or they're not following something correctly. It's like buying the Ikea furniture, Ikea furniture,
Mm-hmm.
and then ending it with like a handful of pieces and then wondering why, let's hope this works, right?
Sometimes I throw in a couple extra.
Yeah, 99% of the time is nobody does it correctly and we leave pieces out. And I'm talking about myself.
How do you end up with a whole unopened package of pieces?
Oh, well, that's different. If you open the package and there's a couple left, then maybe they're extra. But yeah, if you got a whole unopened package, maybe they screwed up and threw one in there, or you didn't use all the screws and your desk is going to fall apart.
Exactly. What kind of guarantee would you offer if you were doing an IKEA table, Brandon?
I guarantee it'll last you at least a year. Then you'll need to get a new one.
If you don't put this desk together within 6 months, then we will come out there and put it together for you.
No, because that's cost intensive. Can't have cost intensive guarantees. You want to try to eliminate that from your bottom line. Because speaking of which, I did buy a IKEA kitchen table, and so far it's lasted about a year. It's not loose, it's not creaking. The kids haven't tore it up too much, so far so good.
Yeah,
we'll have to get a new one probably within the year because it is tiny. IKEA furniture is tiny.
I've got an IKEA dresser. It's probably 3 years old at least. So
yeah, the desk I'm working on right now is IKEA, and it's going on 3 years as well. So they make good stuff. It's cheap, but the quality will last you a couple of years until you have to get until you have to get a new one.
Yeah. Well, just in the context of guarantees, I think I don't think IKEA makes many guarantees. Oh, here's their guarantee: 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Is that it?
Yeah. What is 100% satisfaction?
How do you even measure that?
Yeah,
I mean, when I got in there, I didn't really want to buy the Ikea one. I actually wanted a different one, but it was more expensive. So how is that their problem?
What does 100% satisfaction mean, really?
Yeah, I think that's a genius statement that is so not quantifiable. So of course nobody's gonna go ever return these things back. But
no,
Uh-huh.
I think their guarantees is that you can put it together with one tool.
Oh,
and they have a 10-year guarantee against defects in materials and workmanship.
Oh, those are more like warranties, though, really, right?
Yeah.
Warranty.
But 10 years?
Yep.
Who's gonna wait 10 years to return something?
I know at that time you're going to say it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. what about I give you a 10 years satisfaction guarantee. I guarantee that in 10 years you'll either be satisfied or not satisfied.
Hey, I mean,
that's just general.
Whether it's a warranty or a guarantee, I mean, again, you know, a roofer can guarantee their roof for 30 years. If there's a leak, they'll come out and fix it. So, I mean, it's still a guarantee. But, you know, for a piece of Ikea furniture or a fixture to have a 10-year deal on it, one, who's going to keep the receipt for 10 years stored away if people even know about it? So they're kind of out there. Two,
Correct.
I mean, they would really stand behind their product for the material and the workmanship that's in it. I mean, all auto manufacturers have guarantees as well as their warranties. 3 years, 36,000 for your domestic brand. You know, Ford, Chevy, and Stellantis there, which is Dodge. But your imports like Kia, they gave you a 10-year, 100,000-mile guarantee, stating that, you know, they'll fix whatever if it breaks, and that can get pretty expensive because we all know how well Kias hold up.
Cool.
And if Ford did that, they'd be out of business next year because, you know, with the number of recalls and everything they have. And yeah, I'm kind of bashing Ford as a Ford owner because I can. But
yeah, looks like we've lost Laura, and I think we've beaten up guarantees enough, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's yeah, I don't know if Laura's gonna come back. She did zip off screen there, but that's it. That's it for us. I think we're going to go ahead and just call it a show. I would say just final words, if I were to say anything about this chapter, is that this is just one part of a puzzle, and guarantees are important, and it's something that might tip someone over that the trust tipping point to say, okay, yes, I want to take this offer because now I have no risk.
Yeah, and that is 100% the same thing that I thought. Just eliminating that risk of the buyer to make them feel more comfortable in making the purchase. If you're confident in what you do and you know you can get the results, you know there's no risk to you to make a guarantee.
Yes, and that's how we will leave it. Next week, we're almost finished with this book. So we hope that you are following along with us out there. And until next week, we will see you next time. Take care.
Take care.
All right.